Hi, this is Neil Walters with HebrewTypingTutorial.com, which was created by me and my HebrewResources.com site, and I'm known as Mr. Hebrew on YouTube. And this is going to be a video that shows you how to use this website. I think it's very simple and intuitive to use, but just in case you want to get a quick overview, you can watch this video. Right now I have a stub video sitting here on the screen, and that's where will be the video that you're watching right now. So that's the only thing on the overview page. After that, you just go to the lessons page, and it will begin with lesson 1. And since I've done a few lessons, let me show you down here. Every time you do a lesson, it will keep a history of every lesson you've done. And you can see here I actually repeated lesson 1 3 times, and these are my scores for every time I did it. And this is kind of like an ABC score. You get green if you're over 90, red is if you're under 70, and I think yellow is for the 80s, 70s and 80s, something like that. And so let's go to lesson 1. And there's no sign-on to this thing. Basically, it does use cookies to store your results. So if you leave your computer and come back, your history will be there as long as you come back to the same computer and the same browser, okay? So let's go back up here. What you do to get it started, to start the timer, you click in the white box here. And now you're going to type the letters that are above. Now, I've been doing this a while, so like I would type pretty fast, right? Da-da-da-da. But now let me show you how it works. So see right here, I'm supposed to type next the letter Aleph. So if you look down here on the keyboard, which by the way you can hide, okay, so once you get good, you don't have to look at the keyboard. You might want to hide it and then retake some of the lessons. So right now it's telling you basically if you hit the T key, that is the letter for Aleph in Hebrew. So if I type T there, see how it marked that as red? And now the next letter would be the first white one here, which is a bet, and that is the C on the keyboard. So I would type C, and then C again, and then T. And now this little down arrow means I need to hit the enter key. Okay? Then the last line I would type backwards, B-A-A-B, or bet, Aleph, Aleph, bet, which is C, T, T, C. Now, I know that sounds hard at first, but you actually get used to it after a while. Now, when I hit enter now, it's basically going to complete that lesson. Okay, so it says next lesson. And if you scroll down here and look at the bottom, you can see I typed that perfectly correct that time because I was doing it super slow to show you. So you see on this date, which is April 24th at 5:41 p.m., it took me 59 seconds, and I did it 100% correct. You can see here I did it 95% correct, and I did the whole thing in 5 seconds. So it actually does just time you. It's not really, the timer is not really used for anything other than just your own personal interest in history. So now when you click next lesson, it's going to go to lesson 2. And now we're going to do the next letters, which is Dalet and Hey. So look at the keyboard here. Dalet is on the S, and Hey is down here on the V. So you're going to type S and then V. SV, enter. And now you're going to do the hey, which would be VSV. It's harder for me to actually think in English. After a while, you're just going to start, typing like this, and you're not going to have to think like what the English letter is. It's more in your brain and your fingers than it is being able to say it, okay? So that's that lesson. And again, it's gone to the next lesson, but the timer won't start till I click in that white box. Now you can see down here, I finished lesson 2 in 25 seconds. Okay, and now let me show you what lessons are available. So they're actually, the tutorial means a set of lessons. So the beginner level is actually just some very simple lessons like what we're doing now, just to kind of give you a feel for it. And I'm suggesting you might want to go through that first. The next set is alphabetic order, where actually even the first set, the first set may not be alphabetic order, maybe. But this is just a little more detail, a little more practice than you did on the first tutorial. The third one is keyboard-oriented sequence. So I remember when I first started typing in, I think, 7th grade, which was back in the, 60s maybe, or 70s, probably the 70s. We did like FJF space, JFJ space. So F and J are your main fingers where your keyboard will actually have like usually a little bump on there. And so I'm kind of assuming you already know how to type in English. So we're basically taking the skills you already know in English and translating them to Hebrew. So this exercise, see it says uses your index finger and the middle row, and then it gives the names of the letters that it practices. And so other than that, you do the same thing. Let me just do a few of them here. I'm going to even show the cheat down here just in case, because I haven't done these lately. Cough, hey, space. Okay, so sometimes you'll see a space as well here. See the space in between those? So, oops, I didn't hit something right there. So let's do it again. Cough, het, sorry, not hey, space. And I have to hit the space bar, and then cough. See, I did it wrong. You heard it beep? So there your accuracy score went down because I hit the het instead of the cough. So I need to hit cough, het. Okay, and then het, het. See, I did it wrong again. Cough, het, space. Cough, het, cough, space. Het, cough, het, enter. Cough, and now we go to the next letter, ein, which is on the G, space. Cough, ein, space. And it just kind of grows from there. I learned to type Hebrew actually on another website. They used to use Flash, and it was like Zigzag tutorial, and it had the zebra and stuff, if some of you remember that. It was more for kids, but I got a master's degree in Jewish studies, and I needed to type Hebrew in some of my papers and stuff. So that's why I learned to type in Hebrew. And there's different reasons you might be here learning to type, but it doesn't really matter what your purpose is, right? And then here at the end, after you've done all those, I have a few verses that you might want to type in. So that one didn't reset. So I'm going to hit lesson 1 here. So this is Genesis 1 or Bereshit 1. Bereshit bara Elohim et Shemayim ve'et haaretz v'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu, etc., etc. So you can actually type out those verses. And right now I only have like two lessons in this, and I'll probably just keep adding on to this over time. I might add other tutorials here in the future. So I just want to get this started and get it out there. One more little minor feature, these scores will just keep growing and growing down here, and you can repeat any lesson as many times as you want. If you don't really want to see all this history anymore, or you can basically come down here, as it says here, type delete all scores. So you can actually copy and paste that, or type in delete all scores without the quote mark, hit delete, and then those scores are gone until you do the next lesson, and it will add that score at the bottom. Now, I forgot to do this before the video, but I will put a link down here to Reddit. So if you have any questions or any comments or any suggested improvements, go to reddit.com/r/Hebrew typing tutorial, and I will try to check this every so often, and we can chat about it there, and I can answer your questions, or you can give me your feedback as to what you like or don't like, or what you'd like to see improved. Like I said, there is no logon. I don't ask for your email. I don't save anything on any server. It's just all in your cookies. And that was the fastest way to get this program developed. And honestly, it's a little bit cheaper that way, right? So that is the Hebrew typing tutorial. I hope it's useful to you. There are some ads here which go to my Hebrew tutorials that I teach. I have an alphabet tutorial if you don't know how to read the Hebrew letters. And then I'm teaching Weingreen's Biblical Hebrew, which is a college level textbook. And I do that on Zoom if you happen to come at the right timing of a semester, or you can get the recordings of the previous Zoom classes and other videos that I put on the website. So hope you enjoy this. Again, this is Neil Walters, and have fun with it.